$40,000 at the moment. I've done two for 40,000. I'm doing one at the moment for 20,000. I've done credit cards for 7,000, many a time, and had the letters back from the bank which actually said that this account has been discharged and the balance is zero. Because once you start to
you
ask
show
questions,
me the proof. I know you're telling the truth because you've shown me screenshots that this actually exists.
did I send you the bank statement?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, well, that's one of them. That's exactly what happens. And when you start asking the bank the right questions, they don't like it very much. In fact, they like it so little that they completely go quiet. They go completely silent on you. And you think, this is awfully strange behavior because, I do this all the time. I send them, first of all, a notice and I ask them some questions. I'd like to know whether you've performed properly, whether you've, handled the agreement the way that it's supposed to be, and whether you've loaned me your money or whether I've created the value, okay? And you don't hear anything from them. They go silent. And so then you send in a second notice and you give them another 10 days or 30 days to respond. And you say, look, okay, here's a notice of default and an opportunity to cure. And I'm giving you another X amount of days to prove to me that there is a debt, okay? And they don't answer again. And you think, this is awfully strange. But I learned a long time ago that silence is dishonor, okay? So they're actually going into dishonor without actually writing to you and saying, oh, look, sorry, Thomas, you're right. We are thieves, and we have been ripping off everyone in Australia, but don't tell anyone.
Yeah. Keep it silent.
Because we'd all go out and buy guns and shoot them. So they're not going to do that.
Yeah, and I'd expect them to pay for the gun.
Yes.
And, with this exemption account, this birth certificate that's created.
Oh, that's right. We were talking about exemption. No, I just got excited.
No, it's fine. I mean, it's the same topic, but on a much grander scale.
It is So the exemption is basically your account. It's the account that they created based on your birth certificate, okay? And all of you would probably by now have some sort of tax file number. That tax file number is your prepaid account. Now, I've actually heard and done some research. Certainly in America, I believe that the value that's placed on each of us from birth for the duration of our life as an instrument to be able to earn profit and money for the government is around about between 140 and 180 million dollars.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the sort of money that you're talking about as a prepaid exemption account. So if you want to pay for something, you've actually got to sign some sort of document that allows the corporation or the other fictitious entity access to that exemption account. It's like saying, okay, look, Adam, I can't pay you, but I've got this exemption account and you can access it. So I'm just going to sign over this document and, I'm going to accept your presentment for value, and here's my signature, and here it is back, and that's perfectly within honor, and you can take that and claim that that fictitious money from this exemption account. So that's basically what it is.
And it's your personal exemption account, isn't that correct?
That's right.
And what I was told, maybe 2 weeks ago now, that with your birth certificate, that the reason why they ask for your parents' occupations and your suburb is because it allows them to work out how much they believe that you will, how much they can get for your birth certificate. Is that correct?
Well, I guess so. I think that's probably quite a good explanation of how they might be able to work that out.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually told it by someone who does know his stuff. You know as well, and
okay.
That's what he mentioned to me. So.
Yeah, well, that's probably quite feasible. I mean, who out there has experienced the situation where you've gone to get insurance for your car, and because you live in a different suburb than your friend, it costs you more?
Exactly right.
Yeah, and I've also heard that if you could actually go and have a look at your original birth certificate or the actual birth record, I've heard that on the back of it you would find bank stamps.
Wow.
I can't prove that, but
That'd be a nail in the coffin.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Now, one thing that we're doing at the moment, we're expecting another child, so we're actually creating. We're going to set the record straight here, and we're actually not going to be applying for a birth certificate. I mean, why should we ask a fictitious legal entity to provide us with proof of who our child is? I mean, the whole concept is ludicrous.
So he's going to be or he or she's going to be a free man at birth.
Exactly. So we're going to be creating the document that we give to them that actually outlines that this is a sovereign being and is not subject to any laws or states or boundaries, and because it's being born into a world where there is no money, that it has exemption, and that its exemption is its date of birth and signature.
Wow.
Okay, so
how powerful is that? I mean, that is so powerful.
It's probably the first document of its kind in the world. I haven't heard of anything being done like that before, but I'm talking about correcting the straw man from birth. And, we can't do that because we weren't there.
Mm.
And our parents didn't know.
I want everyone just to think about that for just 10 seconds. Just think about what it would be like, if we could really make this known to Australia and the rest of the world, this kind of information, what is possible, and if we could get these children being born who were sovereign beings, it's going to allow them to live a life that is free. I mean, truly free, not the kind of free that we hear on the TV, but the real kind of free. The fact that they are born and that they simply are. That they don't have any accounts or anything they have to owe to anyone, because they simply respect themselves and understand that they have to respect others as well.
That's right. I mean, this information used to be out there. If you look out onto the internet and you type in birthrights of an Englishman, for example, and do a little bit of research, you'll find out that people who were born in England, like myself, and their children, okay, so their offspring, have the rights of being born as a natural being with all of the inalienable rights, and they're not to be taxed in any way. They have all of these, like the government is subservient to them. I mean, it's a wonderful place to be, and that's the way that it should be. But we've allowed this, we've allowed this to happen, so we have to change it. If not for ourselves, for our children, because we can't allow this police state and this terrible system that's being ushered in by the New World Order and by America to come in and just completely control our lives in every fashion whatsoever. I mean, I did a claim for somebody the other day where their son, they called me up because, the one, Adam, you referred it to me. Their son had been taken to the police station for getting out of his friend's car while his friend was being breathalyzed, and for going off into the bush and having a leak.
Yep.
And he was taken to the police station and charged with being a public nuisance.
I mean, it's ludicrous.
It is. While his friend was being breathalyzed, and for going off into the bush and having a leak.
Yep.
And he was taken to the police station and charged with being a public nuisance.
I mean, it's ludicrous.
It is. And this is the sort of stuff that we have to stop. We have to put a stop to this and just say, no, you have no authority over me.
A lot of people have forgotten that the government is there to serve us, and we put the government in place and we can take it away.
Yes.
And the more and more, if you ask people, they don't even realize that is what the government's for. They just believe that the government has always been there for eons, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
But it's not that way.
The government is there to serve the person, which is the straw man.
Yes.
Okay, so remember to keep that definition between private and public, because we're not public. Well, some of you are at the moment, but you're becoming aware, and soon you're going to be stepping across that line and stepping out of public and stepping into private and being private beings. Okay, and because any time that you're in public, you're dealing with the